Well, this is an interactive Christmas themed bedtime story that I just created using Gemini AI. So this storybook was created based on the characters on this photo. So basically I turned this photo into this storybook using Gemini AI. And this could be a great gift for your children because you can download this as a PDF document and perhaps you can print it as a physical item that again you can give to your children. So if you're interested, let me show you how you can generate a Christmas bedtime story like this using Gemini AI. So first, you can navigate to gemini.google.com. You can also use the mobile app version of Gemini on your phone. And after that, you can provide a photo of perhaps your children that can be used as a character. Now, this is optional, but I think if you want to make the gift to be more personal, then I think including them as the character would be a great choice. So for this example, I'm going to be using this photo that I just found randomly on the internet. And let me just paste that right here. Now, after you have uploaded the photo, you can insert this prompt into Gemini. So let me just copy it and let me just paste that. And basically the prompt goes like this: generate a very short Christmas themed bedtime story for kids based on the character. Make sure to provide sufficient description of the character at the beginning of the story. Now, there is a reason why I include this section in the prompt, and I'll talk about it later. But for now, let's continue. You can provide the name of the character. Let's call this person Lulu. And the topic of the story is, let's say, the importance of cleaning your bedroom, something like that. And after that, you can choose if you want to use the thinking model or the fast or regular model on Gemini. In this case, I'll just use the fast model because it is a simple bedtime story. So there's no reason we are using a bigger model like the Gemini 3 Pro to create the story. There you go. So we got this story. Now, after that, after the story has been generated, I'm going to open a new thread. By the way, if you are using the app version, you cannot do this, but basically you have to copy the content first, copy the story. And after that, you want to navigate to Gemini. You want to navigate to this menu called Gems, and then click Storybook. And after that, you can describe the story, or you can paste the story right here. Now, again, why there is a reason why I use this section, this prompt at the beginning, because you cannot upload the photo directly in Storybook. I have tried that, but the system in Storybook is very sensitive. Like, it's not going to allow you to upload a picture that contains famous person or perhaps brand or perhaps children, and that's just some limitations. So we have to use the regular version of Gemini to let us to upload the picture of the character and then create the story. So that's why I include that, so we have a description of the character without the AI looking at the person or knowing the visual representation of the person. Anyway, let's continue. After the story has been inserted, you can send a message and just wait for the storybook feature to generate, well, a storybook. So this process will take about, I think, 2 to 3 minutes, and I'll just skip forward and I will show you the result. Okay, so the storybook has been generated and you can actually start testing it. You can open the page and, well, something went wrong and Gemini cannot create this image. Okay, there is an illustration that Gemini cannot generate, unfortunately, but if you want to solve this problem, if you ever encounter this issue, then I guess you can start a new thread again and then create a new storybook, and hopefully the new iteration won't be rejected. Anyway, let's continue. So, okay, the second page seems to be normal. And yeah, everything looks great. By the way, if you want to use this as a bedtime storybook that you can, let your children listen to, then you can click this listen button.
One long golden tinsel strand, just like the one Lulu was wearing, was even wrapped around her favorite teddy bear, Mr. Snuggles. The mess was everywhere. Lulu sighed.
Okay, so basically you can, play the audio perhaps to accompany your children when they are about to sleep. Now, what if you want to download this as a PDF document? Well, you can click this download button, and then of course you can later print the book as a physical item. But the size of the document is actually really big, like unnecessarily big. So this document, for example, has the size of 349 megabytes. That is actually really big, and that's kind of unnecessarily big for a document with only 12 pages. And yeah, I know that there are some images here, but images alone usually cannot explain the whole story why the size is so big. So I think it is just not very efficient file formatting, that's why it's very big, but it still functions normally as a PDF document. You can print it as a real book and you can give it to your children. So I guess that's basically how you can, you know, turn a photo into a story and then use the character in that photo as the character in the storybook. And of course later you can listen and you can download the storybook, and you know, you can print it into a real item. So that's how I can do it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next video. I wish you a great day ahead.